He was their rock, the family role model, the one that really held them together. Now, no one in the family ever imagined that this would happen to him.
Just over a year ago, my husband, Paul, passed away with throat cancer. Paul was the love of my life. We were married 30 years. It's hard to let go.
When my dad first died, I felt like I had to take care of everyone to help take care of my mom.
I still cry every day. My mom still cries every day. It feels like it just happened yesterday.
Seeing my dad suffer was really hard. I do think about the guy every day. I miss him.
I miss you saying I love you, Dad, and hearing him say I love you too.
My dad was my best friend in the world.
We don't really talk about the death of my husband as a family because it's just too painful.
I never thought at 20 years old that I wouldn't have a dad anymore.
My family hasn't let go of losing my father.
But there's more to this picture than just the loss of a family member. And when I say just, I don't mean to trivialize that, but it can have ramifications we don't anticipate. This is now a family who has been shattered beyond recognition.
Our family has really changed.
Everything's falling apart.
Before my husband died, we all got along very well.
I never imagined our family would turn out like this.
My father's death has affected my sisters a little harder than it has affected me.
I feel like I'm under pressure. Living in this house is crazy. It's very chaotic here.
I have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Watching her father collapse and die in the manner that it happened has caused her great, great pain.
I heard my mom screaming and see my dad standing over the sink. The look on his face was like a scared child.
His main artery had burst.
There was blood everywhere.
Emotions are very raw.
Well, I'm here with Debbie, Jamie, Erica, and Tayler. It's been about a year, correct?
Yes.
This has hit you in ways you didn't anticipate, true?
Right.
Yes. Correct.
Let me start with you. What's been the biggest thing?
I think that I didn't help the kids grieve. I think I kind of shut down. It was a long sickness through different things. And I think after he was gone, I felt like part of me was gone and there was no fight left for me. And so I think we all went our own way and grieved instead of grieving together and never really discussed how we were grieving.
Never really talked about it, never gave it a voice. Do you ever talk about him?
Yes.
Yeah.
In what light, Taylor? What do you say?
We just talk about how funny he used to be. He always made us all laugh. And just about how much we love him and how much we miss him. I mean, I know I talk to these two about my dad, and every morning they're both crying when I come upstairs. And we all talk about him.
And do you think this is not going the way it should?
No, not at all.
How should it go?
I think we should all be grieving together. I think that we should all be talking about him together. It shouldn't be something not talked about. And
You feel that you talk about it a lot. I feel like we don't talk about it.
I have a boyfriend of 5 years who I talk to a lot. Even I've seen myself turn to him more than these guys. And yeah, we talk about like funny things he'll say, or we'll see something that'll remind us of him and we'll say something about it, but not ever just sat down and all talked about how we felt about
Or
it.
are you saying you think you should not talk about it
I
so
think
much?
we should.
You think you should?
I think we should, yes.
But you just don't.
We just don't.
And you agree with that? Y'all
I
don't really
agree with
talk
that.
about it. What's your take on this?
Every night before I put my kids to bed, when we say our prayers, we say, "Good night, Papa." I still open up to them about talking about them.
How about you?
Usually it's when something reminds us of him is when it's brought up and talked about.
Well, you say that being in this house now is hell,
Yes.
and you're very angry. You've actually attacked your sister. So why is it hell living in this house?
I see my whole family hurt, and I can't help them. I see my mom crying every morning, and I don't know what to do for her. And I see her very upset and hurt and scared.
I think it's because we have different issues, the way different people handled the grieving. I guess my biggest question to you is, how do we come together as a family and deal with grieving in a healthy manner instead of everyone going their own way.
Well, Debbie's kids say that after their dad died, that Mom here just shut down and checked out. Take a look.
My mom's not the same person since my dad died. I feel like she kind of checked out.
Now that he's gone, I don't have him to lean on, and I have to handle everything on my own. It's like I'm having to start life all over again.
She's stressed to the max. I can see her falling apart emotionally.
I cry every single day, but when I cry, I know the kids don't like to see it, so I try to hide it.
My mom, her whole personality has changed.
I felt like I kind of pulled away from my children because I was numb and trying to just go on with everyday life. I'm trying to deal with my grief and my children's grief, but I just can't because I've lost my best friend. There is only so much a person can take.
Okay, now you also have started dating, true?
Yes.
So, and you guys aren't sure that you like that idea.
It's odd. Our whole lives, our parents were together, you know. I mean, he is a very good guy, and he genuinely cares about all of us, but it's still just weird. It's not your parent. And
Are you okay with it, or do you feel guilty about it?
I think a lot of people probably thought it was too soon, but it started, we were friends, and it started out as friends, Elaine, and I never in a million years really thought I'd start dating that fast right away either. But on the other hand, for 5 years, I think I was waiting for the other shoe to fall. I think my grieving process began during sickness.
when my dad got cancer, my brother pulled away and stopped coming around.
It was really hard for Paul to watch his dad withering away.
I miss my father every day. I just don't wake up every morning and let it ruin my day.
Paul says he's at peace with it. I don't think he's totally at peace with it. I really don't.
I think my brother feels guilty because he pulled away when my dad got sick.
I feel like my brother ran away from this house. He just couldn't take the pain.
I don't feel like I'm running away from the pain. I just have my own things to do.
I know he has a family of his own now. I need my brother. I need him to reconnect with us.
Well, Paul, you have a different view of this. I mean, you feel like you're dealing with this okay?
Yeah, I do. I feel like my father suffered for so long. I'm kind of at peace that he doesn't have to suffer anymore.
I also feel at peace with that part. I feel that he's done suffering, and I know he's in a much better place. I feel at peace with that. I think I struggle with different flashbacks a lot of the time he was sick, where I would rather remember the time when he was well.
I think that he's at peace about him not suffering anymore, but I do think that he does carry guilt around because he wasn't around when my dad got really sick with the cancer.
Is that true, or are you okay with this?
I wasn't around at the house. I have a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. I just had when everything was going on. I was actually the one taking him to his doctor's appointments every Wednesday. So I don't know why you guys feel like I ran away. I don't feel like I ran away at all. A 1-year-old
I feel
and a
like you
2-year-old.
should come over more to be with all of us. You don't come to the house at all.
Your
with
house
the
is
kids.
chaos.
That's,
There's yelling. You have 3 dogs. The one dog tried to bite my son.
All right, look, let's talk about this for a minute, because you each seem to have an idea about how grieving is supposed to go,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay, and what I want to tell you is, if that's your idea of how grieving is supposed to go, then that's the way you should grieve. And then you have to ask yourself, is this working for me? Because there's no right way or wrong way to go about this, okay? You're not right, and your brother's not wrong. It's just simply put, you have to do what's right for you. And if for you, you need to talk about it, for you, you need to think about it, for you, you need to do certain things, then embrace that and do that. But don't try to impose that on your brother. It seems to me that he is at peace about this. Now, does that mean that at some point in the future, he's not going to come to some revelation that there's a feeling that he's not been in touch with? That may be, and it may be 6 months from now, it may be a year from now, it may be 5 years from now, and that will be okay for you. Because right now, is your life working for you?
Yes.
And you loved your father.
Oh yeah.
And you miss your father.
Yes.
Of course. And you have your own family, and you're focused on life and beginnings and things going right for you. And it seems to be working for you, correct?
Yes.
Now, that doesn't mean if there are some things you can do to help these guys and it's something you feel like you can afford to give, then by all means do that because you love your family, true?
True.
So do that. But one thing I don't want to happen here is I don't want you to get painted as some bad guy that abandoned your dad or fails to grieve or doesn't plug into your family. You have your own family. If this is working for you, Paul, then God bless you. And I know that your dad would be smiling down at you taking care of your family as a father and doing what you need to do.
I just wish he'd come over more. I don't get to see him as much as I'd like. That's what I meant.
Well, you could always go to his house, and there's reasons why he doesn't want to come around Mom's house as much anymore, which you should understand also.
But if that's the way you feel, then you should do that. If you want more connection with your brother, create it. But don't just sit back and say, well, I'm hurting and it's your job to come attend to me.
Well, I know that. I wasn't
Well,
expecting.
I'm not sure you do.
Okay.
Because you're saying that he should do that for you. And to the extent you can, if she needs that, by all means, help her through this time. That's what family's all about, is supporting each other. But you have to take the initiative too. You miss your brother.
Yeah.
That's real clear to me. You miss your brother. And
at the same time, I'm not really getting too many phone calls from you.
well, that's my point. I mean,
Yeah, you could go out of your way to go by him.
you need to initiate as well, and then hopefully this will kick off and go forward. But now, by the same token, let me say to you, as I'll say to each one of you, Tayler, do what works for you. You feel the need to talk about this. You feel the need to emote about this and let your emotions come out. If that's what you need to do, then do that. You can't do anything wrong as long as it's not self-destructive. You know, for a lot of time, people thought, they always kind of talked about the Elsbeth Kubler-Ross model of grieving, you know, where you started out with, you know, shock and anger,
Steps, yeah.
you know, go through the stages. But we now know through more study and research on this that these things don't move in a simple progression. You may have 3 or 4 emotions going on at one time. And one of you might move through it in 3 months. One of you might move through it in 3 years. And 3 months is not better at it than 3 years. You do what works for you. You meet yourself where you are and you do what works for you.
Not only are we trying to deal with the fact that my dad died, we also have to deal with the fact that my sister has a drug problem.
I'm definitely hiding behind my drug use to deal with my father's death.
Erica's drug use is tearing this family apart.
Drug use is bad. It's a daily thing. I was depressed. I just kind of broke. I was introduced to Oxycontins and I felt like it made my whole life better.
I'm very disappointed in her. I just wish she would have made different decisions in life.
Her drug addiction is going to kill her.
So what are you doing messing with drugs?
Well, originally what it was is that it wasn't about my father when this happened in the beginning. I was depressed. I wasn't getting out of bed. I wasn't doing anything. And she said, here, take this. It will make you feel better.
Somebody gave them to you.
Somebody gave it to me, yes. She said, this will make you want to get up. It will make you want to, you know, clean. And it did. And I was happy.
And it didn't occur to you that an unqualified person was giving you illegal drugs and that might not be the best coping strategy?
At that point, I think I was just at, well, yeah, of course. I mean, drugs are bad. I do know that.
You knew that at the time?
Yeah, I mean.
So you just made a really bad decision?
Yes, horrible decision.
Okay, and now what are you abusing now?
Now it's progressed since probably June to heroin.
How much are you doing?
A lot.
Be honest, please.
Probably, I don't know the exact grams on them, $60 to $100. So it varies. I mean, where I'm at right now is that I'm doing just enough not to be sick. There's not even a high anymore. It's not doing what when I started for making me not feel. That doesn't even it doesn't work. The best way I can say is it doesn't work like it did before, with me not having to feel.
Where are you getting the money for this?
Through unemployment right now.
So you're getting money from unemployment and buying drugs with it.
Does mom ever give you any money?
This is where to lay it out.
Yeah, you gotta tell the truth.
There's been times she doesn't know that's what.
She tells me it's for gas or cigarettes. She doesn't say, give me money for drugs.
You don't know that she's doing drugs?
Yes, I know she's
So you
doing
did know
drugs.
she was doing drugs?
Been trying
Then
to.
why would you give her money?
Been trying to look for a different doctor that'll help her. I've put her away twice.
I think
I
my
put
mom just
myself
doesn't
away.
know
Well,
what to do.
I tried to, and the last place that she went, I really thought she was gonna stay clean, but then her insurance ran out because her job ran out, and she no longer had the therapy she needed.
She lost her job.
She
Probably due
lost
to
her
the
job.
fact of her drug addiction.
No,
Correct.
Jamie, it also had a lot to do with the fact that I was diagnosed with PTO after watching Dad pass away.
With what?
After the way our father died was his main artery burst, and me and her were there, and I watched my dad bleed to death. So there was a lot of work missed from that. And I never pulled myself back together after that, after he passed away. And I did start using drugs again. Because
Erica's-
that's what I've known for 5 years.
Are you finding that as your excuse, just out of
There's no
curiosity?
excuse, Jamie. I know what I'm doing is not right.
Well, it makes me feel like you use his death as an excuse for it.
Everybody's struggling with the death of my dad, but what no one knows is if I don't get help, that there will probably be another death in the family. My whole family knows that I used heroin before and that I was addicted to Oxycontin. What they don't know is that I'm addicted to heroin now. No one really knows the extent of how bad it is. I wake up in the morning to get the boys ready for school, and the first thing I do is heroin. Get their school clothes, come downstairs, get them ready, send them off to school, go back to sleep for a while. I wake up, I have to do a little bit more with the heroin. It's been 4 hours since I did any heroin or took a Vicodin too, so I'm starting to feel sick. I'm starting to feel really anxious, and I'm starting to get like the cold sweats, and my hands are getting clammy. I'm getting scared. I kind of sneak off when no one's really paying attention and do the heroin and then just come back down and act like I went up there to get a shirt or something. I took heroin twice today, and I can probably last for another 2 hours at most before I have to again. I'm afraid of my family knowing that I'm still using heroin. I'm afraid of losing my kids, and I'm afraid of dying.
Okay, so you did heroin twice before this field shoot that we did with you here.
Yes.
Okay. Are you high now?
I've used today, yes.
Because you seem high now. I'm just, I've been doing this a long time.
I think she stays high.
I do.
You don't seem straight now at all. So have you used today?
Yes.
How long ago?
The last time was probably an hour and a half ago.
Hour and a half ago? So you've been at the studio how long?
Since this morning.
So you've done heroin here at the studio?
Yes.
Okay. Not okay. Erica says she isn't the only one in the family that's taking drugs. Let's get this on the table.
I couldn't imagine living Erica's life. I've tried to put myself in her shoes. Her life sucks. It scares me to do drugs because of what they've done to her.
I think Taylor's being a hypocrite. She smokes pot, and I believe that there's some other drug use too.
We've done cocaine together a couple times.
And I took pills with her before. Which I know is wrong because I am the older sister, but I'm not the one who started her off.
So, Mom, are you aware of this development?
I was aware of her pot smoking. I was not aware of her taking pills.
I'd like to know.
You'd like to know that what we've taken together?
I know that
Okay.
we've done drugs
And
together, Erica. Yeah.
Taylor, you've also been taking Vicodin.
I don't take Vicodin, Erica. I really haven't been. So.
Never?
I have before, yeah. I'm allergic to codeine. I can't take that. You can ask Mom. I had an allergic reaction in the hospital, so I don't know how.
Taylor, you just asked me the.
So
I was
what do you,
just
what do you
saying,
think
I
about
know I
all
said
this?
that.
You seem really hostile about all of this.
I mean, we did get in a physical confrontation, and I have since then read up on heroin, oxys, enabling, which I believe my mom's a big enabler. I knew that my sister Tayler smoked marijuana. I wasn't aware that she was also following in Erica's footsteps.
I don't feel I am at all.
I don't agree with drugs. I don't agree with any of this, anything. And it does make me angry and somewhat disappointed to know that, I mean, I know that my sister Erica was doing the drugs, but to know that Tayler, after seeing everything she's gone through, would even try or attempt to take a pill.
You flew in here, right?
Yeah.
So that means you smuggled the drugs onto the airplane,
Yes.
through security and onto the airplane. You have any idea what happened if you got busted with those drugs? Do you think that would be okay, or you think it'd be a serious problem?
No, I don't think that it's okay. I don't think anything that I'm doing is okay. That's why I'm here. Because I don't want to do drugs. I mean, I don't think anybody says I want to be a drug addict when I grow up. I have tried to get help. I am the one who put myself in rehab the last time. It's not.
What's your point? Are you saying you're...
I think you need more than 4
I think
days
she
in
needs more than
rehab.
4 days. Yeah.
I think so too. I
need
think
to follow up
the
with
last
all your
program I was in, I was
the
doing
rest of
very
your
well.
steps.
I was in intensive outpatient. I was doing very well, and my insurance was ran up. So basically, they just sent me on my way because I didn't have any more money to help to fund it, and I think that I was pulled out of that before I should have been.
Way too soon.
Erica and I have gotten into physical fights over her drug use.
She just kind of snapped and she attacked me.
I pinned her to the ground.
I made it very clear to her if she ever put her hands on me again, I was calling the police.
I thought if I was stern with her, I could convince her to quit. I've begged her, I've cried to her, but nothing can make her stop.
I feel really judged and misunderstood.
I feel like I lost my sister and a friend.
Well, I'm here with a family that is in mourning. They lost their father a year ago. He was the rock of this family. He was the magnet that held it all together. He was what we call the kin keeper, the one that kind of pulls everybody together and gets everybody moving in the right direction. His absence has been strongly felt. His wife, Debbie, has done what she feels she can do to keep the family together. Jamie seems very angry about this to me. Erica's addicted to drugs. Taylor's saying, I'm hurting with this, and I feel about it every day, but is also dealing with drugs. Paul has his own family and has said, look, the only time is now. I'm doing what I can and living in the moment with my own family. Now, I'm going to tell you from a father's point of view here, because, I mean, your husband's not here, your father's not here. So let me just kind of tag team in for him for a few minutes and tell you that any father who leads a family, guides a family, and then is lost and looks back and sees them turning on each other and spinning out of control and being self-destructive is not going to be happy. This is not the legacy that you want to leave behind when you've spent your life nurturing and providing for and creating a family. And it's a real good excuse to use to justify doing drugs, the pain, but you were doing drugs before. And you wrote in and said, I need help here, our family needs help. You didn't tell me you were doing drugs. You didn't tell me.
I didn't write that in the letter, but as soon as the producers talked to me, I told them right away that
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But you understand that at some point you've got to say, the only time is now. The only people here are these.
Right.
And we have to grow up and make some choices.
Right.
Honor your father. I would hate to think that when I passed, that every time people thought of me, they cried. I mean, I would think that when they would think about your father, that you would have some joy in your life. You would celebrate the years that you had him instead of just the time that you lost him. This doesn't make him proud.
No, I do have a lot of joy in times that I think about. I think that I'm more stressed out dealing with her, worried about losing her, that it's making me not be able to get over a lot of the loss of losing him. I'm afraid of the same feelings. I'm afraid of walking on
And
eggshells.
that's why you give her
I'm
money?
afraid
You're so concerned about her drug use
I
that
don't
you
give her
finance
money
it?
for drugs. I do
What do
not
you
give
think
her
she's
money
using
for
it
drugs.
for?
Mom.
She says,
Mom,
no.
here,
She says,
talk
can
to
I have
me.
money for a
Hold on.
She says, can I have money for a pack of cigarettes?
Okay,
I didn't know she can go out and buy
You're not a dummy. If that was true, I tell you, if I'm dealing with an addict, I mean, it's the same thing I do when I see somebody on the corner that says we'll work for food. I'll bring them some food. But I'm not going to give them money. If she needs something, I wouldn't buy her cigarettes. What'd your husband die of?
Throat cancer.
Throat cancer. So you'll buy her cigarettes. Come on, Mom. And you got to know if she needs money for her utility bill or something and you want to do that, then you can do that, but you don't give an addict money. You know what an addict's going to do with money, right?
Oh, I know. I don't. I guess I figured when I gave her the $7, she really was getting cigarettes because she really is smoking and having cigarettes.
Okay, I can't help you, lady.
No, but I meant I don't.
If you're going to argue with me that it's okay to give addict money, then we just are so on the
I understand that. I didn't think I was giving her enough to get a drug. I didn't think I was giving her enough to buy a drug. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't saying like, here's $20.
It's not hard for my mom to do that because we all approach her like, hey, Mom, can I get $5? We all do it. I mean, well, I know I do.
Okay.
But
fine.
I do think she's an enabler. I think she doesn't realize she
And
is.
I'm trying to stop that enabling. And that's why she says sometimes I feel like I lost my mother and father because
Okay, well, it's
I
okay
have
then. As
stopped
long as you
a
all
lot.
ask for money, it's okay. So let's just pretend that it's okay.
No, it's not okay.
Why are you wasting my time telling me it is? You know better. Are you just wanting to be right?
No.
I mean, let's call a spade a damn shovel,
I'm
okay?
wrong, right.
You have an addict daughter and you're giving her money, she's buying drugs with it. Come on. Listen, kill the messenger, I don't care, but somebody's got to tell you the truth. Pull your head out. This girl's going to kill herself, and you're going to go, well, I gave her money. I pretended she wasn't an addict. I looked the other way. I worried. I suffered in silence. I went and touched her at night to see if she was still warm. So I did my vigil as a mother. There's more to it than that.
I know that. I've been trying to help a way to get her help. I don't
Then
just
quit
close
kidding
my
yourself.
eyes to it. I don't kid myself.
You enable her.
You guys are dealing with a grieving process. It's a very legitimate grieving process. Frankly, my assessment of that is that you're doing pretty darn well, frankly. I think you're dealing with it. It's very emotional for you. And I think that helps to heal the wound some. I think you're doing a good job with that. This flirtation that you have with drugs, you need to stop that right now, or it's going to bite you. Stop it right now. If your father was here, he would tell you what I'm telling you right now. Let me speak for him. You stop this right now. Don't you play with it ever again, period. And whoever's giving it to him, you tell him to get out of your life, get out of your space, get away from you, and don't you do this. Do not do it. Now, you know your father would tell you that if he was here.
Yep.
So let me speak for him. You know, you're very upset about this, as you well should be. I don't blame you a bit. Now, I don't know what to do with you. Rich Whitman is here from La Hacienda. He was actually here today on some other business, and I asked him to sit in and listen to this show to hear what you had to say. I don't know if you are at all serious about overcoming this addiction.
Absolutely serious about it.
I'm not sure I believe that. You smuggle drugs here. You've snorted up in my studio today, which is the ultimate disrespect. I think that is just...
I'm petrified of the withdrawal.
You ought to be petrified of a lot of things. You're smuggling drugs on airplanes and crossing state lines.
You're gonna die. That's what you should be.
You're in serious jeopardy. And you want to fight about it, I don't know. Rich Whitman from La Hacienda, which everybody knows, I think is the preeminent drug rehabilitation facility in America today. People come there from all over the world to go through this very serious treatment program. What do you think about this, Rich?
Well, normally I get a little better chance of knowing who the individual is and that before we move forward here. What I've heard and what I've seen right now is definitely a young lady who's desperate. There's no doubt about that. One that you use drugs because you like to get high, and you need to acknowledge that. It concerns me that there's an excuse behind her use.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not hearing any honesty here.
It's a
I'm hearing, well, I
disease.
relapsed. You like to get high. You go from one high to another.
Miss, I'm in the profession. I know what I treat, okay? I know it's a disease. There's also, here's the thing, and you're absolutely right. I've never met anybody who raised their hands and said, you know what, I want to become an addict when I get older. I've never met anybody like that. But there is a certain point that when you get to that stage in your life, that when you recognize the fact that, yes, I have become one, then you have to start taking some responsibility for that to move forward. Knowing that you need treatment is one thing. Wanting treatment is another thing. Being willing to go to any length is a whole different gig. And my question is, are you willing to go to any length whatsoever to get help right now?
Yes. Any length. Yes.
Do you have children at home?
Yes.
They're not going to see you.
I know, but it's better than me dying and them never seeing
Could
me.
find you, Dad.
You're not going to go home. I mean, you know, they're going to be out of the game for a while.
I know.
But it's better to be out of the game for a while than out of the game forever.
And you've got to get into the game. You've got to get your head out and understand what's going on here. Because let me tell you something to the three of you. The three of you have knowingly allowed 2 children to live with a heroin addict.
She lives with me.
I hope she does.
She does. I took her into the
She
house
takes care
because
of
I
her
would not
children.
do that. I take care of them. I'm very close to them.
She's not with her unsupervised.
No.
Ever.
No.
No,
None of us
I
are.
didn't even know she was using heroin until I just watched this tape to this point. I know she experimented with it. She had me buffaloed because I'm stupid, because I want to
Listen
believe
to
with
her
my
lies.
heart. I listened to her lies because I wanted to believe with my heart. You know how many times I would say after she got straight, is there something wrong with you? No. You know what? You have to build trust. You have to do this. You have to do that. And that's why they call me a enabler, because I wanted to believe in my heart so bad she was not using anymore.
Let me tell you, if she goes away, you got as much work to do while she's gone as she
That's
does while
fine.
she's
I would
there.
do anything.
Yeah, I wrote a book last year called Real Life, Preparing for 7 of the Worst Days of Your Life. And one of them is the day your heart is shattered. But I want you to know it's supposed to hurt. That's okay. And however you go through it, as long as it's not destructive, then that's okay. Rich, what do you think? Is this worth a shot, or do we need to do some things ahead of time?
You and I always believe they're all worth a shot. They're all worth a shot. I do have to say, where there's no enablement, there's no addiction. You know, if we keep supporting it, it's going to continue to flourish.
And
It's
you
like
can
keeping
support it
mold
by
in the
lying
dark.
to yourself, is what we're telling you, believing what you want to believe. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask this man to extend this facility to you. And I want to tell you, when she gets there and gets detoxed and gets into this program, if she so much as stutters, if she so much as stammers, if she starts this diva crap, you put her butt on the curb and let her go make her own way. This is a privilege, not a right, and you better work hard for it.
I will. Thank you.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.